To beat me to the roller, but we're going to be here laying on your backs, as you've already discovered. So feet apart just 5-6 inches or so. So that the knees, the center of each foot are directly aligned with the hip sockets. And then the arms extend out. And just begin with a little bit of a shifting of your weight from side to side. So you belt around the curve of the roller to the right and then to the left. Like keeping the hands heavy, they might slide a little bit across the floor, but mainly think of them being grounded. So you get that pull, that tug across your chest, across your shoulder, and down the inside line of your arm to your palm. So relax here, taking the inhale nice and slow, and the exhale even slower, even longer, to help the nervous system calm down, the body relax now that you're here, finally resting. Just that little gentle movement to start to shift your mind towards movement by curling around the curve of the lower under you. We'll come to a pause, and then we scoop the arms up, gather the air in, pull it towards you as you take a deep inhale. And then as you exhale, picture the air floating out of your lungs, out through your throat, out through your lips, that space above you. And the weight of that air helps your arms descend. So let's gather it in again, deep breath in, the chest expands, the belly expands, and exhale. Let the air slip out slowly. The navel gradually sinks towards the spine as the arms gradually sink towards the floor. Rising again, inhale, gather the air in. Build the lungs to capacity, and exhale slowly as much as you can. There's a little reserve. You want all come out because you get a lot of it out. And again, lifting up, arms rise. And exhale, pull the arms apart, nice and slow. Really feel their weight as you resist gravity on the way down. And then inhale, slow for their weight as the arms rise up, lift. And exhale, flip open and apart. Next, we'll lift the arms up to the ceiling, point the fingers to the sky. And as you exhale, let the collarbones widen and the blades drop down towards the ground. Inhale, the arms slide up, try to reach your fingertips as if you could pierce the ceiling above you. And exhale, just breathe out as the belly deepens. The breath leaves the lungs, the shoulder blades sink towards the floor, hug the roller beneath you. Inhale, and feel how the blades move a little sideways and they curve up around the outside of your ribs. And then on the descent, the blades start to narrow in, they fall towards the floor, but they're also coming closer to the spine of the roller there. Let's lift again, shoulder blade protraction. Go as high as you can, and exhale, retraction. Like how that moves the muscles in your neck, in your shoulders, in your chest. So you lift again, maybe picture like a beach ball between your arms and lightly press into it from the armpits. So the arms are also actively engaged sort of towards each other, as well as in the movement up and down. Once more. The chest, the abdominal lift with that inhale and then sink with the exhale. At this point, we'll turn the palms forward and exhale, lengthen the arms down to your side, reach the wall with your fingertips. And on the inhale, the arms lift to 90 degrees. Exhale, the arms slide back by your ears, swipe them back, stretch the chest open, and then reverse the direction, the arms rise. And exhale all the way forward and down. So we're working to keep the spinal curves the same. So when the arms go back, try to feel the abdominal engaged so that the ribs don't pop, they don't lift and separate, but you hold the rib cage steady on the roller surface, and then reversing the direction, the fingers climb up that rainbow and then slide all the way down. Let's lift again. Exhale the air out completely, the blades start to slide towards your waist as the arms reach back behind you. Eyes on focal point to the ceiling. Imagine a narrow wall here between your legs, or if you have a ball and want to take it between your thighs, you can engage that way. That helps steady the legs, steady the feet. They're a little bit wobbly here on an uneven surface. I will do this once more. Push through the air. And then let the air support you with little soft pillows as the arms go back. Just rest into that feeling and then bring the arms forward. Press it all the way down so the fingertips touch the ground and the palms touch as well. All right, next, let's bring your hands to your shoulders. Little circles with the elbows. So pull the elbows down and in by your waist and scoop them in and up. Then they flare open wide, out, around, and down. Try perfect circles here. Each side of your body, the two arms mirror images of each other. And let the blades really move. So we're shrugging the shoulders and then releasing them back down and hug the roll. This will help your neck relieve some of the stress tension it may have acquired in the last, I don't know, not just today, but the last 4 or 5 years. And let's pull this up. Exhale, round it down again. Just breathe fully, completely on that exhale. We want a short inhale, maybe a quarter of the distance of the circle, and a longer exhale. Again, working to release and relax your nervous system. Once more like that. And we'll spiral out, around and down, and then we'll come to center and reverse. So go down and wide, up, around, forward, and narrow them into side, just by the side of your waist, just by the side of your ribs. Circling again. All this should feel good in your shoulders, both the muscles and the joints. If not, the movement is smaller, slower, less loaded. Listen to your own breath and let it set the pace of your movement here. When we finish the circle, the arms extend out, palms up. And let's start circling the arms out wide to the side. Take the arms back by your ears. And exhale and dive the arms forward. Push the air down. Press it into your mat. And then rotate the upper arms so the palms go up. Circle out. The arms lift as they go past the head of your shoulders. Exhale, reach for the ceiling, reach for the wall, reach for the floor. Palms up and do it again. Big circle back. Angel arms, angel wings. And then we stretch back again. See if you can really let the weight of your arms really reach into the space behind you without stabilizing the rib cage. And then from here, tap the mat, reverse. Up with the arms parallel. They slide back by your ears, and then you circle wide around and forward again, tracing that wingspan. Bring the arms long at your side and turn the palms down to do it again. Big inhale all the way back, long, so exhale all the way around and forward. Even spread your palms open by spreading the fingers wide. Feel the air flow through your fingers, and then cut the air with the edges of your lips. Once more. Feeling where the weight of the body is connected to the roller, the weight of your feet connect to the floor. Steady yourselves there. Now we'll take the arms up to the ceiling and then bend the elbows out sideways, thumbs together, index fingers together for diamond arms. It's a pretty open shape. And then we let that shape fall back to frame your face as if you're inside your own picture frame. And then exhale, bring the arms forward and up. Keep that gentle press, hand to hand, to feel that work into your arms, into your upper abs. The arms glide back. And then they slide forward. Good, move with your breath. Inhale all the way back. Take that deep, full breath in. Very expansive. The lungs love receiving that air, and then exhale and pump it out to get ready for the next breath. Just a couple more here. Feel the blades slide towards your waist as the arms reach behind you. Then as you lift the arms, the blades get heavy and just sink towards the ground. The arms descend. One more like this. Helping not only air into the lungs, but also energy into your body. The arms descend, and then you lengthen the arms along either side. All right, we're sliding off to one side. Just push the roller aside for a second, lay on your back. Maybe knock the knees in, keep a little wide, and just feel how open you are. Take a deep breath in. Slowly exhale it out. Noticing what changed since you came in. So now we'll take the roller across, under your knees, across your mat, so we can lift up and shoulder bridge, and pull the roller across under the widest part of your hips, under your sacrum. The sacrum's that big triangular bone near the base of your spine. Holding the hands, wrapping them around the roller, elbows wide, and you have a little bit of pressure pulling the roller back towards your shoulders. That holds it in position. Once we lift the legs, inhale to lift up one knee, exhale the other, bent knees here for knee sways. Hands might go towards the outside edge of the roller, but keep pulling it in gently. Now the knees sway over to the right and turn your head to the left. Really twist your waist as much as you can while keeping both shoulder blades rounded. And then exhale, push down with your arms, pull up with the knees, and inhale, let the knees fall to the left as you turn your head right. Now the right shoulder blade is heavy. Roll across that left glute. We're kind of looking for places that might be a little tense, a little tight. Exhale to pull the knees back to center, the gaze back to center at the same time. And as the knees go to the right, your gaze goes left. Let's pick up the knees once more to bring the hips back to parallel to the floor, and then let the knees fall to the left. Turn your head, look away. Now let's do a few working from your obliques. So think maybe take your hand to your left hip bone press, just like tap it. And then we're going to use the oblique attached to that to pull the hip bone up and across the body. So the knees glide back across the room. And then that left hip is still rising and sinking, pulling it closer to the ground on the right to bring your knees with you. As you push down with your arms into the roller, pull the right hip bone up. So work here from your torso, from your center to move your hips, to move your legs. And look away from the position of your legs always. And then press into the roller, pick that left hip up, swing the legs to the right because the hip is rotating. Spine is rotating. And then you get to the point where you feel the stretch diagonally across your torso and your back. One more, push down into the roller, pull the right hip up, bring the legs back to center. And at this point, adjust if you need to. We're going to extend the legs up to the ceiling for scissors. So reach up here, do a couple of point flexes. So jump on toe, jump on heel. As you lift the heels up, you feel the stretch of the calf, but also feel weight in your sits bones. Feel that stretch in the hamstrings. And again. Depending on your flexibility, the legs might be a little closer to your shoulders and face, or they might be a little further away. Ideally, we sort of like them at least vertical, and if not, a little over more your chest. So bend your knees if you need to be sure the legs are at least 90 degrees from the ground. Heel on toe. We work through all of the muscles, the joints in your feet, in your lower leg. We end with a point, a soft one, and then let's bring the right leg back towards your chest, the left leg out and over the far end of your mat. On the inhale, we switch the legs, they glide past each other in space. The leg coming back should give you the stretch in the hamstring. The leg going forward should give you the stretch across the hip. So you're going to work a little bit into that medial quad, but also the psoas deep inside your torso. We'll control the leg descending, but also stretch at the end. Legs glide past each other. Perfect air control here. But if you're a little tight in the lateral leg, like particularly the IT band area, that'll mean the legs will want to glide sideways. So just keep working some inner thighs and maybe look and see where they're tracking. They should only be about 4 to 5 inches apart through the whole line. Inhale for one, switch, exhale for the next. And then both legs come up to the ceiling. Exhale, rotate from the upper thigh to fully heels together, the toes apart. Leave the left leg in the air and let the right leg skate out to the side and down the hill. Reach out long, stretch, exhale, and pull the leg up. All the way up, just tap. And then the right leg is vertical, the left leg is out. And then to the lift, all the way up. And again. We'll do one more here. Let the left leg open slowly. Try to resist just gravity dropping it to the ground, and then try to resist throwing it up in the air, but pull it up. Work through those upper inner thighs and the left side of the pelvic floor. Now from the top, parallel legs for bicycle. So we pull the left knee in and the right leg reaches forward, stretch it out, and then think of sliding the toes along the mat as the other leg extends. So hip extension, and then support the leg on its descent. Skate it in. And also feel that stretch when you bring the knee back into your chest. Try to open the knee from there as much as you can to feel that leg, that reach into the hamstring and opening the space behind your knee. All right, and when you find a place you want to stop, pause and reverse. Back down. The foot touches the mat. It's pretty close to your hips. And then the foot skates forward as the other one is lifting and folding back into your chest. These look really good. To be aware of the relationship from the inner thigh to your central axis. Don't let it drift sideways. And see if you can make the range of motion a little bit bigger each time, each breath. All right, we'll pull both knees into your chest. Exhale, lower both feet down. The toes tap, balls of the feet face heels. Lift your hips up, rotate the roller underneath you, maybe pull it back under your sacrum if it slips forward a bit. And then we're just going to slide the right leg forward. Feel that stretch across the hip. If it's too much for your low back, check that the roller is again like under the sacrum, under the widest part of your hips. If that still isn't enough, either bend that right knee slightly or pull the left knee into your body. Right, that'll take some of the tension out of the back. Go where you want to go, and then the right arm goes back and reaches behind you. Back of the hand rests on the floor. Maybe the palms cupped a little bit and the fingers just relaxed. I know breathe in fully, people that stretch. And exhale completely. And then just one more breath here. Length on the inhale, weight on the exhale. And then we'll bring the arm back, the foot back to open up the left side. The left leg stretches out towards the end of the mat. Feel that pull across the top of the hip bone crest. And then the left arm also goes away from center, reaches back by your ear. If you're tight in your chest, the arms go a little bit angled out to the side. Eventually they'll come in more parallel to the neck and the hip. So just stay here, take that breath again. Then release and relax on the exhale. Try not to push the floor away, but sink into it. One last breath in. Slow exhale out. And then the arm comes forward. The leg comes back in. Shoulder bridge up, pick up your hips, and push the roller aside. Up to the side. Somehow I forgot they're bent. Right. So here, just bring your legs together, open the arms out to the seat, and rock the legs a little bit side to side. You can still have bent knees or straight legs, whichever feels better. You might want the bent knees to get the stretch in the glute and the hip. Straight legs, maybe just getting more rotation here, internal and external rotation of the socket. So it's when you come back to center, extend your legs forward. And let's roll up. So you can bring your legs together, take the arms back. If you think you need a TheraBand around your feet, maybe take a moment to do that. If you want weights on your ankles, you can do that as well. But in either case, we're going to bring the arms forward enough, lift the head, neck, and shoulders. Big exhale to lift the head, the shoulders, the ribs, the waist up off the mat. Pounce forward over your legs, pulling the waist back. The forehead hangs down towards your knees. You look into your abdominals, in towards your navel. And then let's stack the spine bottom to top, coming up to sit upright on top of your sit bones, the arms parallel to the ground. And then look down your nose, it's like a butterfly right there, you look up, and then your head starts to tip, you tip your tail towards your gaze. Working both sides equally, so if you know one side is stronger, think about the other side doing more work. Come down gently, softly, inch by inch, into the ground, we lay the vertebrae down, and then we yawn the body open to the ceiling. Coming up again, lift the arms, start to pick up the head, look down your nose, look down your central axis, pull. The slower you do it, the more work you're going to feel. And then suck the waist back, make a C curve out of your spine, as if you were a horseshoe resting on its edge here, sideways. I don't know what that does to the luck aspect of it. It's good for our bodies, it's lucky for our bodies. We're taking it down slowly, all the way down. Reach it back, reach out long. And just one more here. Coming up with the arms to float the head up off the ground, with the leg in the back of the neck. You pull up, you stretch up and over an imaginary ball here. Dive forward. Maybe pull the toes back to increase the stretch you feel in the back line of your legs. And then push the heels down, the sit bones down, and imagine that ball rolling up the front of your body to lift you. Excellent. We'll grab the TheraBand if you don't already have it, and take it around your. Okay, so the center of the band around the ball of the feet. And check up on the band a bit. And then maybe keeping that neck really straight. Again, sit upright, try to perch right on your sits bones, and then feel that little indentation here at your back. Now we look down and curl the tail up, so the back starts to round. You're now behind your sits bones on your glutes. As you go back again, take your time, reach forward through your legs. You'll get down to a certain point and the right leg floats up. You can pull that knee in, lay yourself down, and then lift that foot up to the ceiling. Adjust the strap as you need to now that you're here, so you have something to support the leg, and reach up through your heel. Then move into like a Barbie doll foot with the ball of the foot forward, the toes pull back a little bit. Soft point. And we anchor the elbows down and keep the hips rounded as we bring that leg across the body on the inhale. Leg circles, go low. Hold the left side heavy as you pull the leg external rotation out to the right and then neutral up to the top. And reach again. So I'm going for circle, short, deep inhale, maybe a quarter of the distance around the circle. Exhale all the way around, 3/4 of the distance. That asymmetry in the breath pattern ensures that at the top of the movement, your transverse abdominis is really knit together, really pulling tight. You feel the inner corset here of the abs wrapping into the muscles, the connective tissue in your back. So start with that deep inhale, make it quick, make it short, exhale slow and leisurely around and up to the top. Once more, the range of movement is going to be determined by your ability to stabilize the pelvis on the mat. Right. So let's reverse from the top. Inhale out to the right, push down everything on the left side of your body into the floor, circle all the way around and up to the ceiling. Really nice, good organization, good work through your core. And the deeper the breathing is, the more it's going to assist you with that, as well as help strengthen you from the inside out. Reach and stretch, and then exhale all the way around. I loved hearing when I went through my Ashtanga training that as the really revered yogis got older and older and older, they gradually would, most of them would drop the asana practice, their movement practice, and focus on the pranayama, their breath practice. And that kept them in incredible shape. So it's amazing with just being aware of the breath and playing with it and working with it can do. So let's take the left right leg out to the right, both hands of the band held in that right hand. The elbow is anchored like a bicycle kickstand, and then we're going to rock the leg just a little bit towards your shoulder. The left hip is heavy. Maybe take your heel of your hand onto the hip bone crest, push it into the mat. We'll exhale to lift the leg up to the ceiling. Switch hands here. Extend the right arm out, perpendicular to your body. Take the leg across, first keeping the hip down, pull the leg towards your left shoulder. Feel that stretch there. And then you can gradually peel the hip off the ground, lifting the waist, lifting the lower ribs, so keeping the shoulder blade down. Look away and pull the leg again towards the shoulder, towards the armpit on the left, and then add a little internal rotation to get the stretch into a different place. Keep pushing out to the foot. And maybe if you want, take your right hand to the hip bone crest and push it away from the rib cage to get a little feeling of more length and space in your torso. We'll unwind now from the left shoulder to the waist to the hip to bring the leg vertical. And then just give it a little tug back, get a little stretch here. Walk your hands up as high as you can. Maybe wrap your hands around. And we're holding close to the foot, as close as you can go. Lift your head, neck, shoulders, pull the elbows out wide. Lift here. Elbow curl. And the leg pulls back a little bit. See where you can increase the stretch. Keep reaching forward and out with that right sit bone. Eyes down, the central axis down to your navel, across the room along the floor. And then let's fold it in. Put that bend fire blade down, lifting into your chest. Only if it's good for your knee. Otherwise, hold on, not to the shin, but to the hamstring. And now we'll pull that knee slightly to the right, as if you're trying to tuck the back into the armpit. We'll bring the knee back to your right chest wall, pull it in again, and then release it forward. Skate it down the mat, shake out both legs, and then let them just like relax, collapse, be easy. Be easy. Take a breath while you evaluate what the difference is right versus left, not only in the leg, but also in the pelvic girdle, at your waist, even at your shoulders. So from Eric Franklin, I learned that releasing tension anywhere in the body releases tension everywhere, but especially on the same side. So now that you relax that right hip, the whole right side should feel a lot more at ease. So let's pull the leg in, put the band on the left foot, because fair is fair, we want to do the side too. We want to do the side too. And then we'll extend the leg up to the ceiling. When the leg is as vertical as you can make it, or a little pulled back over your waist, over your chest, we'll point flex the foot. Heel ball toe, toe ball heel. With every lift of the heel, sink down through your sits bone. Feel that length in the back of the leg without overstraining the back of the knee. And then a soft point, maybe lower the foot slightly forward to open the ankle and the hip. And we begin to circle across the body, holding the left hip down. Really stretch that lateral leg. Put all the way out low, around and up to the top at the end of the exhale. So one breath per circle, one circle per breath. Around you go and up to the top. No rush. Deep, short inhale, long, so exhale, pace it out. We're going to run out of breath so you feel that deep abdominal contraction at the top of the movement. And how happy the body is when at the top of the movement you start the next inhale. Go low, go long, and all the way around the circle to the top. Let's do one more here. The hips anchored as if they're filled with sand, as if they're pressed into the floor, gorilla glue there. Now from the top, let's open out to the left, right leg heavy, go low, go long, drag it over, pull it all the way up to the top, feel that leg, feel that stretch, and go a little further out into space. So the path of your toes, without ever pointing them, just like through the reach of the third metatarsal, you want to think of drawing a circle that spirals further and further out into space, away from your hips. That deep, best inhale, that long, so exhale. Help support this movement and support the stability of the pelvic bones into the mat. Let's complete with one more circle in this direction. Pivoting here from your elbows, keeping them grounded. And now we'll take the ends of the band into the left hand, right hand on right hip bone, push the right thigh down, open the leg out to the left in external rotation. At this point, we're rocking the leg. Again, easy stretch, nothing crazy, nothing forceful. Just explore what you can with where you are right now. And then we'll exhale to bring that leg up to vertical. At the top, switch hands, and on the left hand, hold foot into the ground. Well, partly up, not the exact end, but the tails of the strap there. And then hold the hip down as you pull the leg across to the far wall. And then gradually spiral the hip, the waist, the ribs off, the arm extends out. You look at your left hand, you pull the left foot closer to the right shoulder and rotate that left leg externally to increase the stretch line into the glute and the low back. We'll come down diagonally from the right shoulder to the waist to the glute, to lift the leg up to the sky. And just give it a little tug here. And give it a little soft bounce, nice and slow. Then you're going to walk your hands up as high as they go on the strap. And then lift your head back, shoulders, upper up curl, the elbows go wide, and you're really pulling down into the strap to pull yourself up towards it. The arms are engaged, but you also really feel the abs. Our goal is to try to lift the head and neck to be as vertical as possible and really feel that work into the abdominal wall. And then fold the knee into your chest. The band comes off. We'll put it aside and pull the knee in. Hold onto the shin, unless you need to hold onto the back of your thigh to protect your knee. And then let's take that knee laterally out, as if the thigh was alongside the left ribs. Hug the knee up and in towards the armpit here. And then we can pull it diagonally up and across towards the right. Again, here, maybe the left hand holds the left hip bone and pushes it down, or you're still pulling the knee up on the diagonal. Increase the stretch to where you feel good about that. And then the hand releases. You pull the knee back into your left chest wall, and then release the leg forward. Time to shake it out. And then let it just be soft and relaxed here. It comes back to center, look softly up at the ceiling, and just feel your body where the weight is, where the length is, where the energy is. Because we're going to need that energy now for the ab series. So pull the right knee in, lift the left leg, elbows wide, lift your head, rock forward and up to sitting. Just extend both legs, and let's take an extra stretch here. So your hands can slide down your legs towards your toes, pull the toes back. Reach as far forward as you can. Doesn't have to be all the way to the toes. So you go where you feel right. And let the head, the chest be heavy to help you stretch out what you want to stretch. The knees can always bend if it's too much Too much stretch, too much tightness across the back of the knee. All right, we're coming up and then pulling the right knee into your chest. So right hand goes above the right ankle on the shin, left hand on the shin below the right knee. And then we pull that knee into the body as you curl the tail up, going into a pelvic tuck. Start rolling back, push up with your leg into your hands to delay your descent down to your upper arm curl, and the other leg floats up. Pull that knee in tight to the chest. And we're going to inhale the switch. Inhale, always the outside hand goes to the ankle, the other hand right below the knee. Press into the shin bone with the hands and push up with the shin bone into your hands also. So hands push down, leg pushes up. Equal and opposite force, engaging your center. Make this deliberate and really track the legs straight out of the hip socket. Soft point stretch to the third metatarsal, the middle of the balls of the feet. And reach out through every bit of your foot as you pull the other leg in. We're going to end pulling the left leg in now. And then pull the right leg in, also hands behind your thighs, rock up. And then stretch forward. Just breathe here. Head hangs down, nod the head yes. Turn the head no. And then stack your spine up. We're going back for a double leg stretch. So again, we can pull the right leg in, hands to the leg, and roll back slowly. Control your descent by reaching away with your legs. And then we'll come in with both knees, squeeze them together, one hand to each shin, and use the arms to pull up deeper into the upper curl. The same feeling you're resting on the lower part of the rib cage that you have when you use the TheraBand with the leg in the air. Now, see if you can hold back from your core as you inhale and stretch the arms and legs up to the ceiling. Exhale, circle wide with the arms, embrace the legs into your body. And reach and hug. Now we take the legs and the arms away from center, but only if you can hold this high upper arm curl. So in Pilates, we strengthen the center by reaching away from it and not compromising the position we started in. That's the goal. Obviously, results will vary. Yeah. And then stretch, but that's the plan, right? So you adjust the movement, the size of the movement, the pace of the movement until you can do what you're looking for. One more, stretch and embrace. And let's lay the head down. Lower the feet. Take the feet the width of the mat. And let both knees fall to the right, turn your head to the left. Let both knees swing to the left and turn your head to the right. And another set. Inhale into the stretch. Exhale to the other side. And then come back to center, legs together, extend them, roll up again. And again, bounce, 5. And then as we stack up, we're going to roll back. Let's pick up the right leg, maybe reach higher up onto the calf. And then start to roll back, lifting that leg, but pushing it out into your arms. Again, go as slowly as you can to the ground. The other leg floats up and high towards the ankle. And then pull that leg towards you, maybe a little double pulse. We switch the legs, try to pull the upper abward and pulse 1, 2. And again, here we go. And switch. Let's swing past each other. Each stays in its own plane. They have their own lane. Keep them there without letting them drift medially or laterally. Now, when the hand's connected to the leg, you can come up a little higher, engage a little deeper into the abdominals, but try to hold that level of engagement when you release your hands. We end with the left leg up, double pulse. Lift both legs up, hands go behind your head. Pull the head up and pull the elbows down and towards your belly. The legs press together. We're going to slide the feet a few inches out and down, like you're skating the toes across the ceiling. Exhale and bring it on up. Again, super slow movement, works your low core. And also, remember, we're still trying to lift the head, curve the body forward, So one of the reasons we pull the elbows down in to widen the shoulder blades and drop the wrist cage between them. So when we feel forward, you're holding that work in the upper abs. So the effort for the upper abs pull comes from the upper abs. The work for the lower abs comes from supporting the pelvis in position against the weight of your legs. And that's why you don't just throw the legs to the ground and then lift them back up. We'll come to the top and roll down, rest your head down, let the knees in, and now roll up to sitting. Yes, you feel like connected in here as well as probably more, right? So we're going to do, I think we'll do the TheraBand version of the oblique roll back here instead of upper knee. So it's a face shoe, and we'll take the band around your right foot. And actually, yeah, I'm going to do the same side, even though I won't be your mirror image. So sitting upright here, we're going to pull back on the right elbow and twist to your right and then curve back. So you're going to go back just to the tip of the shoulder blade. And then press the legs, keep the rotation coming up, all the way up, and sit up tall, bend the knees if you need to. And let's take it back again. So coming on back. Well done here. And lift the up. You take both feet inside. That'll give it a little bit more support. So again, we're going to twist to the right, go down the right side, push both legs forward. Is that better? Yeah. And pull up. But yes, and of course, if you find that your feet are lifting, definitely use ankle weights, just like drape them over the top, twist to your left hand. Move down the left side. Remember, I'm opposite of you. And I didn't give you much warning on that one, sorry. Press through your legs, push the feet forward, try to keep them grounded. Just so you're doing a fantastic job, because in Pilates studios with the full equipment, they have heavy mats that have straps on them that go around your ankles. So until you become like an advanced intermediate client, we don't really expect people to be able to keep your heels down until that point. So one more, twist to the left, look behind your shoulder. It's helpful to have the left elbow out a little bit and up so that it doesn't hit the ground. Maybe not at all. And then pull yourself up. So from here around the world, right? So we're going to twist to the right, go down to the tip of the blades. Come across the left shoulder blade and look to your left. Go back with the left elbow, pull yourself all the way up, and then center first on your sits bones. Now we go left one, right? So we twist to the left, take it back on the left side, go across the shoulder blades, coming up, and center. And we'll do that again, going down the way we came. So go down on your right side, across to the left, push forward into your feet, all the way up, and center, and one more time, going down on the left, across the tip of the blades, head stays up, sort of in, after a curl, pull back with the arm to help you lift. That was good, nice job. All right, so we'll put that aside. And let's, we'll skip rolling like a ball. Let's move into open leg balance and rocker here. So we'll have the knees bent, and then take your hands between your legs and wrap your hands around the top of the ankles and the lower shin bone. Maybe pull the legs in a bit. I'm going to tuck, sit behind your sits bones, and also think upward curl so the spine's in that C curve shape. Now, as you come in a little bit with the feet, pick up the knees, pick up your feet off the ground, and find your balance point. Now, as you inhale, we'll extend the right leg up towards the ceiling. The hand rolls to the outside of the calf. The thumb is sort of just on the inside of the shin bone, and then we fold the knee in and bring the elbow inside the knee. Try to hold the body steady, except for the leg and the arm. So now the left leg extends up. Stretch. It's good. And then pull it back. This is really helpful to get the back line of your legs, particularly the hamstrings, a little bit more open. And we stretch here. And meanwhile, it's working your balance because we're loading asymmetrically. And extend the left. Up you go. Stretch. Gorgeous. And then bring it back. I will do one more set of these, alternating the legs. Yawn the knee open. Pull that back in. And then the left again here. And then just pause here, rest for a second. So the thing that happens when the hamstrings are tighter than maybe you want them to be, when you stretch them all the way, because the hamstring attaches to the sits bone, it pulls the sits bone up towards the heel. And then that's why you feel that your body rocks back, right? So if your hamstrings are really tight and you extend the leg, it's like this happens and you start to fall backwards, and it's much harder to balance because the muscle can only stretch so much. So it yanks the sits bone forward and up. So this shortens, that puts you into a top. And then you have to, you do fall back, like you're not able to keep the upper body the same. But as long as you're feeling the stretch, because also the stretch in the back line helps with this too. So anyway, but you can get a good stretch also and not move the torso if you when you only go to the place where the hamstring allows, and then maybe bend the knee at that point. So different options, just see what you're doing. But if you wonder why it's like some people like tend to fall backwards, like when they extend the legs, that's it. You know, the thing that we're trying to stretch is preventing them from holding the form. So not their fault, just the way it is, right? So now we take both legs up. Stretch the legs, and then pull the knees close, pull the heels in, edges of the feet together, and then they get up in a narrow V. Extend the legs here, and then fold them back. Downward load away from center. We're still trying to hold the position of the spine. Stretch, and return. The next one, we're going to take the legs up into the stretch and then roll. So it's an inhale back, don't let the head touch, exhale forward. Inhale, lift. Exhale, hold your pose, maybe change the hands. And then we inhale, lift the tail, roll your blades. Exhale, come forward and up to your balance point. And we take it back again. So lift the tail, roll back. Exhale, oops. Not enough breath. Too much breath talking, not enough breath moving. Let's do it again. Take it back, roll. Exhale, forward. And then the belly pulls back to hold you in position. Yes, so bend the knees, lower the feet. Yeah, actually, the rolling like a ball totally sets you up for that. So, there's a reason for the order. So I know we break it sometimes for time, but yeah, really should have done it the way it's done. Thank you, Mr. Pilates. Okay, so where are we now? So let's do your clamps. Let's open up the hips a bit. So just lay on your side, knees bent. You can prop yourself up on your elbow or lay your arm down and extend the head out in the upper arm. Like to really be sure that top hip is forward on top of the bottom one, because there'll be a tendency to kind of fall backwards, particularly when you lift the leg. Now, if you go into the crease here between leg and pelvic girdle and go maybe 2.5, 3 inches from the pubic symphysis here, point the index finger into the crease, point straight back, and go, if you go 2 inches in with your mind, that's where your hip joint is. So try to rotate the leg from that point to bring the leg up. So the edge of the feet still stay together, and then exhale, close. So we're doing the hinge, right? So this is the clamshell opening at the hinge here, and then closing down. Exactly. Because what often happens with people, they want to really get the knee up high, and they end up doing it by rotating the spine, right? So if you fall back with that top hip, that was exaggerated, but you see it all the time. Like people get to the point where they're stuck and then they want the bigger range, and so they fake it. But that actually doesn't help you open and change it. So inhale to lift, exhale to bring it back. You should be able to do this with your butt, your shoulders against a wall. That's the way to see if you've been cheating along the way. Now, sometimes too, people will walk back because they're not comfortable with the amount of padding they have on the floor. So always be sure that you feel comfortable both for the rolling and for exercises on your side, that you have enough padding underneath your hips and your lower back. So next we're gonna lift the knee, extend the knee, straighten the leg. Now, if you didn't move the thigh, when you fold the knee, the edges of your feet go right back where you found them, and then pull the knee down. So we're gonna try to hold the leg still as you just straighten the leg. So the knee doesn't, the thigh doesn't go up or down, just the leg extends, and then we bring that back. So pick up the knee, extend the leg, bend the knee slowly, edges of the feet together. There's the clamshell hinge, and close the shells. So pick the knee up, extend it, fold it, and then lower down. Now fire hydrant, we pick up the foot and the knee from again, foot socket, and then bring it down. This will really target the lateral leg here, the glute med in particular. Your hand can be in front of the chest to give you some stability. You can also take both hands behind the head and try to pull the neck a little longer. Up you go, bring it down, and do that again. One more like this. And lower it down. Okay, other side. So try to stack your hips. And then find that socket in the crease. Finger points in to remind you that's where you move from, not from your hip bone crest. And then down. So we lift the leg up and exhale and pull down, close. The knee spirals open and then closes again. You get the position, but you really feel this in your glutes, both the max in the back and the medius at the side. You guys all look really good. And then on the next one, pick up the knee, extend the leg, stretch it. Bend the knee, edges of the feet together, exhale low. Inhale, rotate the leg, knee up. Exhale, straighten. Inhale, fold the knee, line up the edges of your feet. Exhale, hold the legs tight, push the air out from between them. Inhale, push the air aside, extend the leg, fold, and exhale, close. Inhale, up. Exhale, knee extension. Inhale, knee flexion. Exhale, knees close. One more. Inhale, exhale, fold, and back where we started. Now, fire hydrant, we're just picking the whole leg up and then bring it down. And again, work from the socket, don't work from the upper hip bone. So the waist and the hips should still be long. And you pick up the leg where the joint is. That gives you the most movement without compromise, without compromising the position of your spine. And you can feel like the slower you do this, the more you feel it, right? Okay, so let's come up to, I think we should come up to stand and do a saw. And maybe our swan as well. So. We often do the seated saws. This is nice because if you are all tight in the backbone of your body, this gives you a lot more mobility. So just take the legs a little wide open your hips, extend your arms out inside the floor of the collarbones. You're going to rotate to your right, to opposite from me. Dive over, back of the hand, down the leg. And the arm lifts up behind you because you're going low at the head of the chest. And then as you come upright, slide your hand up towards the knee. Lift the arm forward, come back, and spin in the other direction. You bring your hands to the outside of the knee and speed it down. Twist and look behind you. Pull it up. The arm moves forward. And then you unwind your rotating spot, dive and stretch. And even if you are really flexible, it feels nice to have this like full body movement in this way. Wide. And then back again. Let's go with one more. Since it feels pretty fantastic. Plus, it's nice to catch a good glimpse of that beautiful sky out there. About 7. All right. Legs together, standing squat. So I'm going to stand, it's facing you for the first one. So hands are pressing in, sort of overlapping. They're above the pubic bone, below the navel, and you're going to literally stand here, feeling your feet, right? So feet apart, maybe 4 to 5 inches, like hip socket width, basically. And then rock a little bit on your heels, and then onto the toes, go back and forth. Because for this exercise, you want to be sure that you're standing equally balanced front to back on your feet. As you can see, if you put weight in your heels, see how your pelvis kind of tucks, like you're shortening the front line. You're also feeling tension into your neck and your low back, right, and the hips. If you go forward, now the belly wants to slow forward, and the back is like overly arched with this lordotic curve. So we want to start swan. Really, we want to think about standing this way too, with equal weight into the heel and along the foot. So one of the ways you check that it's correct is as you stand here, when you go back and forth, we will try to feel center. But you want to see, can you stand and curl the toes up and then balance on the metatarsals as well as the heels? And lower lift your toes a few times, just as a party trick for them. All right, so then the toes can relax and spread. We're taking the hands back here to the abdominals, push the flesh in, and then slide the hands up. I'm trying to lift the navel and the abdominal wall here of like an inch or so higher, come up, and when the heel of your hand comes to the base of the ribs, flip the palms up, the thumbs are out. And we're gonna lift the ribs one by one, picking up the chest. And then just take your hands to your sternum, slide your fingertips up along the sternum, that nice bony platform here. And then from there at the top, slide your fingers along the collarbones. Pull the elbows first wide, then down, back, and in behind you to open up the shoulders, open up the chest. And you can take your thumbs behind the occipital ridge of your skull, the base of your skull, and either intertwine or overlap your hands behind the base of the skull. And then if it works for you, lift the chin higher, you can look back with your eyes. The elbows can pick up, and then maybe open, maybe not. See what feels right for you. The trick to this is not pushing the belly forward, but going up and then waterfalling backwards. You should really feel a big stretch from your jaw to your tailbone. As you come out of it, don't move your head. Keep your back supported with one hand. And then take your hand again below the navel. And then think of pulling the navel down towards the pubic bone, the waist down towards the navel, the ribs down towards the waist, and then bring your gaze to the horizon. Right? And then when you lower the arms, feel that extra length in the front of your body. Okay? And the fact that you definitely don't want to collapse and crunch across the front of your chest. We're going to do it again now. Hands here, push in to come up. Pick up your ribs, pick up your chest, and slide out the sternum, out on the collarbones, pull the elbows back down and in. Feel how that pulls the blades together. See if they can be equal on the right and the left side. Support your skull. Maybe lift your heart a little higher, get more stretch in the abs. Go up and back. Eyes look back towards your hairline. And I told you, I know a lot. My favorite image, the tube of toothpaste, squeeze it until the toothpaste comes out the top and pulls backwards. You're never gonna get it back in there, but we can pull the two back together, so start at the bottom and work all the way up to the top. Let your arms fall, shake out your hips, shake out your head, shake out anything you want to shake. All right, guys, fabulous job, thank you.
Thank you.
This ends our summer semester of Pilates.